Would you like to win a PS5 bundle? We'll check the link in the description for your chance at one. And now, welcome to another one of my videos. You can help support this channel by subscribing and liking, and by grabbing some of my free ebooks and audiobooks. Today I'm promoting Shades of Grey, an apocalyptic science fiction series, and Monster of Monsters, a sci-fi horror. You can read or listen to the first two stories of both these series for free. I left the link in the description, and later on there'll be one in the upper right hand corner. And now to this live stream. In this live stream I'm going to be taking a tour of the SLOCUM'S FAT STACK. Is a prefab that just dropped for March 7th, 2023. So let's take a look at the outside. It is a two-story building with a roof and a nice SLOCUM'S FAT STACK sign, and of course the donut. Does anybody know, does the donut have a particular name? And before I go any further on the tour and show you the location of it, I think there is a problem with the prefab. Let me explain. Usually I like to build my prefabs in the neighborhood shelter. It's a great open air area, and it's always plenty of room for these buildings. But I believe because of the sign, I think SLOCUM'S FAT STACK is too tall. It's actually hitting the boundary at the very top of the shelter. So I did try very many times to try to build it in the neighborhood shelter. So if anyone has been successful, please throw it in the comments. That way I can amend that this can be built in the shelter. I think that is the only thing that's preventing it to be built in the shelter. I believe the neighborhood shelter is the highest shelter because basically it's sky, but it does have a boundary. So I think this building does hit the boundary. So sadly, I do not think SLOCUM'S FAT STACK can be built in a shelter. Again, if you were successful in placing it, let me know. I even tried camera mode for the placement, but yeah, I think that's the problem. It's just way too tall. All right. Before I start the tour, let me go over here away from the talking and show you where it is located. So of course it's always going to be in your news section. Otherwise you're going to go to nearly the end, shelters, miscellaneous structures, and it's pretty close to the top. You're going to go about 5 down depending on what's in your, of course, inventory already. I'm not even going to attempt to build a second one, but there should be no building limitations to a second one. It's just that it's so big, I don't think it'll fit in the little circle that I do have. But let me go ahead and take you on the tour around. So we have a broken window. Wait, let me start at the door. So the door has some reinforcements on the glass, and looks like the other side glass has been broken. You got a set of stairs, and we're going to go off to the left. Broken window, a boarded up window. Here is your connection for electricity. I'll connect it later towards the end of the video. A red painted boarded window, see-through glass one, partially boarded up, see-through glass one, boarded up, see-through glass one, see-through, and boarded up. So let's now go inside. I like the stairs. They're in all metal. They're starting to rust out. Paint's wearing off. Nice details. Again, here are the windows. So you have a small space, plenty of room for like maybe a small dining area or a vending area if you want players to come and visit you and buy items that you have for sale. Let's go up to the second story. I believe it's the exact same size. Again, there's different arrangement of windows, boarded, see-through. I don't think there's a broken one up here though. And we have a really cruddy tiled roof. not roof, ceiling. That is not part of it. That's a tree that's sticking through because that's the only spot I could find to actually build. Yeah, I could not build this in my Deathclaw Girl swamp. I could not find a spot big enough. Of course, if you're just starting out, I would recommend that you place this building first and then, of course, build around it. And this should also work in a workshop because most workshops don't have anything hanging over. But again, I believe this will not fit in any of the shelters. I'm a little disappointed in that. So hopefully I am wrong and someone can figure out a way how to place this in the neighborhood. All right, let's go down. And I'll do a camera view, a little bit better close up. The walls are nicely done. Oh, here's the stairs. Look at them again. Look at the details. Nice and rusted and worn paint. We even have some chipping in the tile. Again, worn paint and maybe some corrosion going on. I'm not sure what the side walls are. They could be a vinyl of some sort. And so, of course, they would start to deteriorate a little bit different than metal. One more time on the ceiling. Nice. I mean, this thing is dirty. Dirty, dirty. Excellent detail. And let's take a gander up here in the camera mode. Again, very well done on the details, making it look like it's been sitting here unused forever. Tile floor needs, I think, resurfacing and a good mopping. All right, now I'll go outside. Okay, I love the sign. It looks really good. The building does not need to be plugged in. Somehow it's drawing electricity from the air and powering these neon signs. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't notice that before. I think that's a pitcher of coffee. It's being poured out. That is really good. Let me go into camera mode. And I finally figured out that I can actually turn on some lights for some of the camera so you can see it a little bit better even if it's dark out. So look at the detail on this pitcher of coffee. It's being poured right into the building. And I'm just going to call him Mr. Donut. I don't know that if he has a name or not, but he's holding a steaming cup of coffee. And here's the back side of Fat Stack's sign. I believe it's most likely metal. I don't think wood would have held up so good. See if I can... Okay, I turned off the lighting so you can see the sign better. I don't think I can back up anymore, but I really like this sign. This thing probably looks excellent at night. You can throw in some maybe hanging lights here and there. I'll go around. This is the very top level. Of course, there is no access to this area. I was able to get up here with a jetpack. Looks like it's trimmed possibly in wood. Does have nice wearing on it. Some grody corrosion going on. Maybe even some fungus growing here and there. All right. And I will repeat one more time because I think it's important. I don't think this can be built in a shelter. I'm going to wait for other, maybe more patient builders to see if they can actually set it in the neighborhood shelter. But I do believe the problem is its height. It is possibly too tall. I was thinking there's something... Oh yeah, the donut guy. I think he's sticking up pretty tall. So maybe, I don't know, you can maybe stick it in the ground a little bit more so that it's not sticking up so high. But yeah, that was the wordage I kept getting, is that I was not within the build area. So I could not set it. Bubbles, gator things. Okay, don't get distracted. Alright, if you do have any questions, let me know if I didn't cover something. Oh, I was going to plug this in. So do I have a generator set up? I'm just going to set one up just for it. I don't think it's going to do anything extra inside, but never know, so let me just double check. Now that should enable you to place stuff in here without having to connect it to generators. So let's see. Something that needs power. Oh, how about just the spotlight? Okay, I do have a question. Does anybody remember? I always thought these had an on and off switch, but for the last, I know, couple months, I don't see one. Okay, it looks like you do need to wire these in. And right now I'm looking for the connector to what I just connected to outside, and I actually don't see one. Isn't that weird? Alright, let me go back outside. Alright, the greenish bordered up window. Greenish. Oh, it would be right where the stairs is. Okay, well, let me put something else down that actually doesn't need to be wired in, but does need electricity. See if I can find, I believe the one-armed jack guy, whatever it's called, needs one. And right offhand, I don't remember where it's at. What about the clown? Yes. Okay, he's working. Alright, he's got an on and off. Okay, he is one of those that you don't wire in, and he seems to be working well with just the, let me go unplug it. I know. Off the top of my head. Okay, let's scrap it and see if he's still working. Okay, so anything that actually needs to be wired in, looks like this has that wired in thing, will have to be connected, but yeah, as far as I can see, there are no actual connectors inside. So that, let me try some lights. That could be a problem. Then let me go and wire it back in. So how is everyone enjoying season 12? I really like it. I've been enjoying the mutation invasion. Though I would like more variety. It seems like the whole entire day is focused on one, and then you might get a different one from the day. Okay, focus, lights. So I would like a more variety throughout the day. Lights. I also wish they would put these categories alphabetical. Alright, lights that just hang. Okay, those work. Awesome. Now let me see if I'm thinking right. That does not need electricity. The lights do. Okay, so okay. Let's try one more thing that actually needs to be wired in. Let's see if it's going to work or not. Wired in. Okay, this does need to look like a hard wire. And it does not sound like it's working. It's not pop. Oh no, I do see. Do I see steam? I know, me and my test. I'll use it as a connector. Let me run a power connector here. No. The wall ones would definitely be better, but technically it should have one inside, unless I'm missing it. It's just not there. Okay, there it goes. Yeah, I'm not sure. You should not have to wire stuff inside the building. I thought that's what connecting the outside was supposed to do. Alright, I don't do a lot of building, so if I'm thinking wrong, throw it in the comments. That way I can change my approach when I'm doing these tests for these walkthroughs and tours. But am I thinking wrong? Once you hook up the outside, aren't the stuff inside supposed to work without any hookups? And basically I think it is right here. So yeah, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Overall, I do really like the overall look of this is just great. This looked probably excellent, most excellent at night. But yeah, this right here is my favorite for the building. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. I will be dropping one more video later, probably about 5 to 10 minutes on the cage owl. Take a look at it, see what sort of animations come with it, and hopefully it will be able to be built in the shelter. Okay, don't forget those comments. I could really use some feedback on those questions I posed earlier in the video. Alright, have a good one, and happy gaming!